Want to date more efficiently and increase the odds of finding a great partner? Then you're in the right place. Ready? Hi, it's Ken with 21traits.com, where you can take the free 90-second quiz that instantly identifies your critical compatibilities. It's not about judgment, it's about filtering to find the right partner. How long is a long-term relationship? Everyone uses that term, but I've never actually heard anyone define it. If we define it by length of time together, quick, how long would you say is long-term? Were you thinking a year, 3 years, 5 or more, forever? You could think of it as a concept rather than a period of time, like you could define it as not something casual or short-term, but something that has stability, commitment, where you're together a lot and have each other's back. Oh, and love, definitely love. That's a more abstract definition, but you know what it means without putting a time frame on it. That said, I've done a lot of thinking and research and have come to the conclusion that a long-term relationship means whatever you think it means. Seriously, you don't have to follow any universal definition. It can vary according to your intentions, preferences, experience, in short, where you're at when you're thinking about it. I'm proposing here that long-term relationship may be a misnomer, that it's less about how long than how loving, and that it's dynamic, changing over the course of your life, a definition that speaks to quality more than time. Some of the romantics among us define it as growing old together, as in, we're not just going to the movies, we're going into assisted living together. Later. That's the long-term part. Some animals mate for life, like swans, penguins, bald eagles, my parents. That's definitely long-term. But not everyone wants that, or wants it at certain times. It's why dating apps ask you to indicate long-term, short-term, something casual, and so on in your profile. Those parameters are helpful, but I'm not convinced any of the apps have this right. I am clear that length of time and quality time are very different. I'd rather have a shorter-term relationship filled with love, laughter, and connection than a longer one that's, shall we say, decent or average. Wouldn't you? An LTR also varies with age and stage. If you're younger and looking to build a family, you'd be crazy not to want a long-term relationship. If you're older or divorced, maybe you want to try again, maybe you don't. But this gets to the heart of the 21 Traits quiz, where you rate how important specific qualities are to you. There's traits that can bring you together or drive you apart, such as independence, flexibility, communication, all 21 traits really. It's worth noting something that many relationships have in common. They end. That's not cynical, it's an uncomfortable truth. Relationships are like fruit. They don't come with an expiration date. They just turn when they do. And you know when you know. That said, I still think forever is a noble and legitimate goal, as long as you realize it's like finding a needle in a stack of needles, and that you recognize the difference between a commitment of time and one of love and kindness, and that above all, it requires extreme focus, patience, forgiveness, and a little luck. Sometimes you just want to play it by ear and take a let's see what happens approach. Well, that's fair. There's a difference between seeking out a fun, loving relationship and managing expectations, since you never really know where it's going to go. However you view dating, my point is that long-term relationship has a subjective definition, yours. Personally, I hope our younger listeners have the goal of forever, and our older listeners have a clear intention of whatever makes sense for them. Either way, we can agree that sooner or later, both people need to be on the same page. So, what are you looking for? Something casual and short-term, or special and long-term? If long-term, what does that mean to you? What you're looking for depends on what's going on in your life, which begs the ultimate question, what's best for you right now? Knowing which traits complement yours and which ones don't will take your self-awareness to the next level to date more efficiently. How you format your profile, conduct your search, and pay attention to your partner is everything.